Hello everyone. Today we'll be solving AQA Chemistry Specimen 2018. This is the foundation paper. Today we are going to be solving the part 3 of the video, where we are going to be solving from question number 8 to question number 10. An atom of aluminium has the symbol 2713 Al. So the 27 represents the mass number and the 13 represents the proton number. Give the number of proton, neutrons and electron in this atom of aluminium. Guys, since we are mentioning this is atom, the number of proton and the number of electron will be similar. So proton number 13, electron number will be 13. And number of neutron will be 27 minus 13 equals to 14. Why is aluminium positioned in group 3 of the periodic table? So if we look into the 13 electron that the aluminium has, alright, then the electronic configuration becomes 283. So since aluminium has 3 electrons in the outer shell, that's why it belongs to group 3. In the periodic table, the transition element and group 1 elements are metals. Some of the properties of the two transition element and group 1 elements are shown in the table 5. So we can see transition elements: chromium, iron, melting point in degrees Celsius. They are compounds. And we can see group 1 elements, sodium and cesium, their melting point and their compounds. Use your own knowledge and the data in table 5. Compare the chemical and physical properties of transition element and group 0 element. So guys, this is a pretty common question. The answer approach should be, the transition elements physical properties. What do the transition elements physical properties usually are? High melting point, high density, strong, they are hard. When it comparison, group 1, they have a low melting point. Alright, they have low density, they are soft metals. In terms of chemical, transition elements have low reactivity. They react very slowly. Some of them are very unreactive. However, they can be used as a catalyst. Their ions can form different charges which can have different colors. Alright, where in comparison, the group 1, they are very reactive. Alright, they will react even with air, they will react even with water. Alright, and they are not used as a catalyst. Okay, in comparison with transition element. And their compounds for transition element for the group 1 elements are usually white colorless compounds. Alright, and they can only form +1 positive ion. They cannot form any other type of ion. So the answer should be written as follows. Guys, I'm going to give you some extra points. You try and judge. You write on your best judgment. All right, but however, try to at least put 2 points for each of them. Figure 11 shows the outer electron in an atom of group 1 element, potassium, and in a group 6 element, sulfur. Potassium forms an ionic compound with sulfur. Describe what happens when two atoms of potassium react with one atom of sulfur. Give your answer in terms of electron transfer. Give the formula of the ions formed. So guys, in a question like this, alright, our approach would be electrons are transferred to whom? Alright. So potassium transfers electron, alright, to sulfur. How many? One electron. So two potassium atoms lose one electrons each and forms potassium plus positive ion, whereas the sulfur gains two electron and form S2 minus negative ions. The structure of potassium sulfide can be represented using the ball and stick model in figure 12. So we can see the potassium ion and sulfide ions. For each sulfur, we can see two potassium ions for each one of them. Alright. The ball and stick model is not a true representation of the structure of potassium sulfide. I'll give one reason why. The one of the problem here is that for each sulfur, it is not significantly understood how it is connected with two potassium. So, all right, there are no, the problem is there are no gaps between the potassium ions and the sulfide ions. Sulfur can also form covalent bonds. Complete the dot and cross diagram to show the covalent bonding in a molecule of hydrogen sulfide. So we can see sulfur has 6 electrons in the outer shell. So for sulfur, we're going to draw 6 crosses, and for the hydrogen, we will draw circles. Calculate the relative formula mass MR of aluminium sulfate. So to calculate the amount of aluminium sulfate, we're going to write like this. Then we are going to multiply the 27, the mass of aluminium, with 2. We're going to put the sulfur as a 4 in bracket. So sulfur is 32 plus 16 times 4. And then we're going to multiply the entire thing with 3. So the answer will be 342. Covalent compounds such as hydrogen sulfide have low melting points and do not conduct electricity when molten. Draw one line from each property to the explanation of the property. So low melting point. Alright, when talking about low melting point, let's see the points. Electrons are free to move. So low melting point is not described where electrons are free to move. Low melting point will be related to intermolecular forces. So there are no charged particles to move. Ions are free to move. Weak intermolecular forces of attraction. So low melting point is associated with weak intermolecular forces. So this will be the answer. Does not conduct electricity when molten. So basically, when a when the compound like this does not conduct electricity, we have to understand there is no free electrons to move around. All right, that can conduct electricity. So, or there is no ions to move around that can conduct electricity. So we will say there are no charged particles free to move around even during the molten stage. Ionic compounds such as potassium sulfide have high boiling points and conduct electricity when dissolved in water. Give one line from each property to the explanation of the property. Okay. So when it comes to high boiling point, why would they have high boiling point? They would have like a huge amount of attraction between the positive and negative ions. So bonds are strong. All right. Conducts electricity when molten because they have charged particles or ions that can move freely and conduct electricity. All right. So ions are free to move, and the ions can conduct electricity. Rock salt is a mixture of sand and water. Salt dissolves in water, sand does not dissolve in water. Some students separated rock salt. Place the rock salt in a beaker, add 100 cm of cold water, allow the sand to settle to the bottom of the beaker. Carefully pour the salty water in an evaporating dish. Heat the contents of the evaporating dish with a Bunsen burner until salt crystals start to form. Suggest one improvement in step 2 to make sure all the salts dissolved in the water. So we can do some stirring. Stirring will dissolve the salt properly in the water. So we can either heat and stir, or both of them. So we'll either like heat the solution, or we'll say stir. The salty water in step 4 still contained very small grains of sand. Suggest one improvement in step 4 to remove all the sand. We see that we are actually decanting. Instead of decanting, if we do filtration, then it would be a better process. So we will talk about filtration. Suggest one safety precaution the student should take in step 5. So in the step 5, what the student is doing is basically is heating the content in an evaporating dish, so that the student is not harmed by the heat or maybe any kind of salt flickering. All right, the student can wear safety spectacles, and to protect his or her clothes, the student can wear an apron. Another student removed salt from water. All right, removed water from salty water using this apparatus. So we can see around bottom flask, we can see salty water in it. We are providing heat, and what is happening is that water vapor is rising on top. It's going through the condenser, and water is getting collected in the beaker. Describe how the technique works by referring to process at A and B. So basically, at A, evaporation is taking place, and at B, condensation is taking place. What is the reading on the thermometer during this process? So the reading on the thermometer on this process will be 100 degrees Celsius, because boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. So guys, that's the end of question number 10. Thank you for joining this particular video. Guys, I highly appreciate that you watch the videos, all right, till the end. Thank you so much. And let me know in the comments, if you have any questions. And guys, I'm currently located in Dubai. If you are I'm located in Dubai DIP, next to DIP metro. If you are looking for home tuitions or like one-to-one tuition, let me know. All right, I do provide tuition at my place. All right, if you are interested in that, I'm also open for that. And guys, let your friends know, all right, and watch the videos till the end. Subscribe to the channel. Question papers like this will be uploaded every day. All right, and if you write in the comments any question paper that any particular question paper that you need, then I'll definitely work on that, and I'll also post it. All right, guys, thank you for watching the video, and best of luck for your exam. See you in the next video. Bye bye.